Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. We've got a problem, and we're going to have to figure out something. We're going to figure out a solution in a hurry. A little bit of background. Back in February, a couple months ago, we placed an order for all of our meat chickens for the year. And after we done that, we set up some pastured poultry processing classes. We'll talk about some more of that here in a few minutes, but we set up some pastured poultry processing classes. In order to do those classes, we went back and adjusted on the delivery of some of our orders so that when folks come here to do the class, we would have the ability to show chickens in the brooder, chickens on pasture, and then have chickens ready to process, of course. So we changed some dates around. Delivery dates. Well, the hatchery sent us a group of chickens on one of the dates that we had initially ordered for. So now we've got a brooder space issue, big time brooder space issue. I've got 150 chickens in the brooder, in the 2 brooders that we've got. I've got 50 chickens now in a drinker on the porch. I've got 30 turkeys coming tomorrow, and I've got some geese coming. So we're going to have to come up with a plan for some emergency brooder space. So hang out with us. Let's see if we can get this deal figured out. Oh, and to compound the problem, it's supposed to get down to close to 32 degrees tonight. So it's just a mess. But anyway, hang out with us for a little bit. Let's see if we can solve this problem today. All right, so here's how we're proposing to solve this little conundrum that we've found ourselves in the middle of. We're going to use one of our handy dandy all-purpose John Suscovich style chicken tractors as a temporary brooder, and we're going to bring out those. They're about 2.5 weeks old, right? The oldest ones. We're going to bring out the 2.5 week old chicks that are starting to feather out. They're not fully feathered out, but we're going to bring them out. We think they're going to be the hardiest, probably going to do the best. We're going to put them in this tractor to brood them for a couple more days, probably another week or so. But first, we've got a little work to do. I'm going to put them right here. So I got the mower. We're going to mow this down real short so that we've got a good flat spot. We're going to find a good flat spot. We're going to mow it down real short so that we can get the tractor with good ground contact all the way around. We'll put a feeder and a water in it. I've got a power source right there on a power pole right behind that cedar tree. So we can plug in the extension cord, run it out, and we can put some heat lamps in there, and we'll figure out how to rig them up. We'll get them rigged up. We've done this a little bit in the past, but this is a little different. And then on the inside of this thing, we're going to do some more insulation, kind of like we done before with the cardboard. And we're going to put some cardboard up all around the inside of this. So let's get this grass mowed. We'll get this thing in place, and we'll get the inside of this thing kind of fixed up and ready to go. So looking at the tarp, we may need to replace the tarp on this thing. The reason I picked this one is because the tarp, gosh, it's a lot of light. The reason I picked this one is because the tarp goes all the way to the ground. But as you can see, right up here along the ridge line, got a couple of bad places in it. One right there. Not super worried about it. I think we got a little rain coming in 3 or 4 days, but tonight, the main thing that we're going to be concerned about is going to be temperature. So let's get this thing put into place and get it going. So this should do nicely. Got our spot mowed, nice and level, nice and flat right here. So we got good ground contact all the way around, so I feel pretty good about the safety. This tractor here has got the I think it's 1/2 inch hardware cloth on the bottom. We've got chicken wire all the way across the top, so I feel good about the safety here, and we've got good ground contact all the way around the tractor. So Saunders putting water in. We're going to put one of our bell style waters in there. I'm going to put a feeder in. I've got some chick starter and some feed over here. So we'll put the feeder in. Now another thing we've done is we have oriented the door of the field brooder towards the house, and our kitchen window is right over there on the left hand side of the house, so we can see the brooder from the house, so we'll be able to, you know, kind of keep an eye on them. And then again, we've got the power pole right there. I don't know if you can see it on camera on the other side of that cedar, and we'll just pull an extension cord over here and hang a couple of lights. So we got it in place. Gonna work on figuring out how to hang the lights in there. We're gonna put some shavings in. Someone asked me if I wanted to do some shavings. I think I want to put some shavings in there. To me, it just feels like it adds a little bit of layer of warmth. So we'll put some shavings in there. We'll get our cardboard stapled in, and yeah, I think we'll about be ready for some chicks in. So. Okay, so what we've done is we've just taken some cardboard and we have stapled it to the inside of the frame around the bottom of the chicken tractor. Still got plenty of ventilation, so we're good there. So we've got it stapled up on the inside all the way around, and then we did make a piece for the door. So what's left, we're going to put some shavings down in here. We're going to suspend the lights. I think we're going to suspend them from these from the ridge line right there, that conduit. We're going to suspend this couple lights in here, and this should do fine. We hope it does fine, because we had to get some chickens out of a brooder and into someplace different. So let's get our shavings down.
I'll always be able to tell which shirt you use to service your tractor. What? I'll always be able to tell which shirt you use to service your tractor. It's got a great big oily spot right in the middle of the back. Just lay down in it. Looks good.
So herein lies part of the problem. This is a bunch of day-old chicks that came in this morning. These guys were not supposed to be here for about another 3 weeks, I guess, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So they arrived a little early, and then we've got 30 turkeys that are going to be here tomorrow. And we've also got, I think it's 5 geese that are going to be here. So we're going to need additional brooder space for these guys, the turkeys that are coming, and the geese. Now you may say, well, you got them in that stock tank, why don't you just leave them there? Well, the plan was to put the geese in here and put the turkeys in one of the brooders down at the barn. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull those oldest chicks that we've got down at the barn, that again they're about 2.5 weeks old. They're Freedom Ranger color yield. We're going to pull them out. I think there's some jackies. Yeah, Freedom Ranger color yield and some jackies. We're going to pull them out, put them out on pasture. Then these guys here are going to go down to the barn, and they're going to be added with another group. I don't think I've showed y'all. We got a group of kosher kings, all roosters. I think we talked a little bit about our rooster conundrum. Had a lot of folks asking for roosters to slaughter themselves. So we got some kosher kings down there we got them last week, so they're just a little bit bigger than these guys. We're going to put all of them together, the koshers and these are Freedom Ranger color yield. And that'll be one brooder. That'll leave us another brooder empty down there, and then that'll give us the stock tank. So I think this is going to solve our problem, but we got to get these guys moved down to that other brooder. But first we got to go get that brooder, the chicks in that brooder, and move them out on pasture. This is like musical brooders. You ever seen anything like this? We can get in a mess, can't we? Yeah. Okay, so the birds that are going to move out to the field are these guys here. These are Freedom Ranger color yield, and they're about 2.5 weeks old. So all of these birds are going. And then over here in this brooder, all the big birds are going. Now you'll see that some of the smaller ones, they're black, they're the kosher kings. So and the big ones are jackies. So all of these guys are going to go out to the field brooder. Real quick, I've had a lot of folks ask about plans for these brooders. Had a subscriber that took the measurements and developed some plans on how to build these using I think it's maybe Adobe or Google SketchUp. Super nice set of plans, 13 pages long, full material list, cut sheet, assembly instructions, the whole deal. Everything's there. I'll post a link to those plans in the description down below. They're over on our website. $4.99 for a set of plans, and it'll send you a PDF of the plans for these Sheraton Park Farms brooders. So if you're interested in a brooder or building a brooder on your own, check those out. What do you think, Buck? Well, our temporary field brooder is pretty much complete now. Got her out here on the field. We mowed us a nice spot. Got our cardboard put up inside, feeder, drinker. Got our heat lamp in here. Yeah, we need to raise the drinker. Got us some shavings down, and now we have some tenants. So we have some residents, and these guys are just, look at that, they're going to town. They are just scratching and picking around on the ground. That is wonderful. One thing we did do in these corners, we tried to round them out a little bit so we didn't get a whole lot of bunching, because chicks typically will tend to bunch in those corners when they get a little cool. Got a little bit of gathering over here in this corner, but they can't pile up as bad as they can if we just had a plain corner. So big group of Freedom Ranger color yields. We got 30 or 31 of the jackies. They're all roosters. So everybody's in the brooder now, set up, ready to go. Got our lamp. I think I'm gonna put another lamp in. We'll put another lamp back here towards the back. That way we'll have plenty of warm space for them tonight and tomorrow night when it's gonna get cold. So all right, fingers crossed that we can get through the night without much loss here. We'll see how the evening goes. All right, final piece on musical brooders is going to be these guys here. These are our brand new Freedom Ranger color yield. We're going to take them down, put them in the brooder with the kosher king, and that should get everybody wrapped up. Okay, so that gets our kosher king, which are the darker colored chicks. They're a week old, in with our new Freedom Ranger color yield. They're the little fuzzy yellow fuzz balls that we just got today. Like I mentioned a while ago, these birds here, we had originally ordered them so that for our on-farm poultry processing class, we would have some chicks in the brooder out on field, and then some chickens that were ready to be processed. If you've not heard, real quick, we're going to be doing some on-farm pastured poultry processing classes here at Sheraton Park Farms. Opportunity for you to actually do it. This is not a theory class, this is a hands-on. Everybody will have plenty of opportunity to kill, scald, pluck, eviscerate, cut up, package, label, the whole deal, beginning to end. As much practice as you want to be able to learn how to process chickens on your own farm. Part of the tuition, we'll do a pasture walk, farm to table meal, everything coming from right here on the farm, and then you will get to take home a chicken for your oven, grill, frying pan, however you want to do it. But we'll make sure you get to take home a chicken. So if you're interested, links are in the description down below for the two classes that we've got. The two classes we've got left, I've got one class early June, got a few spots left in it, and then we'll have another class lined up for later in June. So go check that out if you're interested in coming out and learning how to process your own chickens. All right, I think we got that little tragedy averted. We've used these Suscovich style chicken tractors in the past for a similar kind of setup, usually as an intermediate step for chickens that were coming out of the brooder, but they might not have been ready to go in like to the egg mobile or something like that. So I think the setup's going to be okay. A little concerned about the cold tonight, but we're going to put a second light, a second heat lamp in there with those birds. We got some shavings down, feed, water. The cardboard will provide some additional insulation. So I think we're going to be okay, especially with them being a couple weeks old and starting to feather out. But we'll see how we do overnight. But anyway, I think that's enough for them. I'm going to post a link to a couple other videos over here, other stuff we got going on. Waiting on mama, and then that last gilt to Pharaoh and little mama, big mama and little mama. So more piglets on the way. Springtime around the farm, there's all kinds of stuff going on. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, follow along with us. We appreciate y'all watching. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks.